So, in line with what I posted on my status yesterday, that I would like to make a video on any topic, and you people should give me suggestions. So, the first topic that someone suggested was why most people work all through their life but are not still financially free. And so, this video is to address that first topic. Okay, and I'm going to be making use of my book. I'm going to be using some illustrations to explain for you very well why, from my understanding so far, most people work all through their lives but are still not financially free. All right, I do hope you can see my notebook. You will excuse me, I'm not with all my kids here, so I if I would have used my board, I think that would have been better. So what I am going to stress upon right now is what is called a rat race. Okay, so Robert Kiyosaki stated this in his book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, the rat race. But I'm going to apply it now to our Nigerian system and show you how this rat race makes a lot of people not to achieve financial independence even after working all through their lives. Okay, so the rat race is something like this. It's more like it's like a circle. It's like being stuck in a circle. You are just running around in circles. You are not moving anywhere. Okay, and so the rat race that have been wired into the Nigerian system is that first you will go to school. Okay, you go to school and then you graduate with very good grades. You finish as an A student, and then you get a high paying job. Right, a high paying job. After getting a high paying job, you do what? You build a house. You build a house. After building a house, then you can go on to marry and then have kids, and finally retirement. This is like the system that our forefathers used. Okay, perhaps our great grandfathers. During their time, this system could still work well for them. Okay, when they finish from school, there were jobs for them to take. But currently, this system doesn't work. But sadly, a lot of us in this our generation are still dependent on this system. It's possibly not our fault. It may be that it is from our parents, because when we were small coming up, all they filled our head with was go to school, finish with good grades, get a job, settle down. So it's not really our fault, but then we were not born that way. Our minds were wired that way, and that means it can also be rewired. And I hope that with this illustration, some of our minds can be rewired. Okay, because currently this system doesn't work again. This system cannot help you achieve financial freedom. It can't. The most that this system can give you is an average life, otherwise it's even mediocre. Because finishing from school and getting a job currently as we speak is dependent more on connections. Okay, it's more about who you know getting a job currently with this system. But that aside, let me also show you what happens from this point of having a job to retirement. What really happens? Okay, so we have finished our school now and we have gotten a job. After getting the job, what is the next thing there? You build a house. Oh my god, I hope you guys can see. You build a house. After building the house, you have a wife and your kids, or kid if you have only one. After you have kids, you retire. Okay, this is retirement. Now, this is what happens from this point of even having a job. A high paying job. That is what we would like to believe that we'll have after we finish studying in school, right? We would like to believe that we'll have a high paying job. So this is our high paying job now. From there, of course, you will first of all build the house with the money from there. After building, you start paying bills, light bills, and for some people, water bills, because there are some people that don't pay water bills, and then still from this your high paying job, you have to maintain your house, maintenance, all from your high paying job. Now you are done with your house. Still from your one high paying job, you have to cater to the needs of your kids. Okay, you need to provide food for them. You provide clothes. Of course, they also need to go to school, so you provide education. Education. Of course, they'll still be small, so there are times you will need to get toys for them. Get toys. And then you need to also cater to your wife. We are considering a scenario here that is also financially independent. Okay, so let us consider that scenario that she also has a job that pays her. That means she's not overly dependent on you to get her needs. So it's just basically going to be support and perhaps gifts sometimes, yeah, on those Valentine days and the rest, get her gifts. Then after doing all this, the blood sucking demon that I've not yet spoken about is the government tax. So this is the biggest demon there that is sucking the money, the tax. I was opportune to see my mom's income statement for one particular month a while back, and the tax that was taken out of salary was just a little bit less than 50% of her salary. I was shocked. I was very, very shocked. What she pays as tax is up to 50% of her income. It's just less than 50% by a little bit. So you can see that even before you start considering retirement, you are already paying the house, paying your wife and kids, and paying tax. So what will be left for your retirement? What exactly will you have left for retirement? What will you start? Where will you? What exactly will you save? What will you invest? How will you plan your retirement? And of course, you can only start planning your retirement when you have taken your kids to a level where they can cater for themselves, right? Where they can start providing some of their little needs for themselves. That is where you can start thinking of retirement, because all the money you make now is spent paying tax, paying your house, paying your wife and kids. So how exactly do you want to make it to this retirement? This is the rat race. It is a rat race. And even if I stop at this point sef, you have already understood why a lot of people work all their lives but yet they are not financially free. And that is simply because they work all their life to pay bills, to pay taxes, to pay for their children's needs and all that. I'm not saying you shouldn't pay for your children's needs because it is affecting you, or it's because it's keeping you stuck in the rat race. No, it is your responsibility. But then where the whole problem comes from is that you are depending on a single source of income. Do you see how all these lines are sucking out of the same high paying job, in quotes, from the same high paying job? All of this is sucking from there. So how exactly do you want to achieve that financial stability? Okay, money management is another issue. But a friend of mine indicated interest in chipping in something, and he spoke on money management. That's why I'm not going to speak on it again. I will just play the voice note he sent me at the end of this video so you can get his input. Okay, so he spoke about money management, and it is very, very important. Money management, apart from making the money, you also need to manage it, and you also need to invest it, okay, for it to multiply. So money management is another important factor. So it's like make money, okay, you manage money, and then you multiply money, right? That is it. That is for money management. He is going to throw more light on it in the voice notes. So I'm not really going to speak a lot on money management. So now, how do we break out of this rat race? That's another important point that we need to treat. Okay, it's not enough to let you know that you are stuck in a rat race, but then how do you break out of the rat race? How do you break out of the rat race? So back to our paper again. I'm still going to illustrate. So school, we are still in school. I am still in school. I'm still in school, and I know that society's hopes is that after school you get a job. Okay, you get a job. But who exactly is interested in pleasing society? I am not interested in that. Okay, so while we are still in school, for those of us still in school, if you are outside school, if you are already out of school, and perhaps you already have a job, I also show how to break out of the rat race from this point of the jobs. But then for those of us still in school, this is how we can avoid this whole rat race of going round and round in circles. We are just going, I can see that we are forming circles. We are just running in circles. That's all we are doing. So from school, while we are in school, start learning skills. Start learning skills. You start building connections. They are very important. Okay, people capital, that's what it is called. People capital. Connections, very very important. Doors that only who you know can open for you, that even your skills or your money cannot open. So you build skills, you build connections, you expose your mind to entrepreneurship. Okay, start thinking of solving problems. Start thinking in jobs. For when it comes to jobs, yeah, you are solving problems, but you are not really solving problems. It's more like I have a business idea, and then I set up a company around it. Let's say a particular problem to solve, and then I set up a company around it, and then I now start employing security officers, employing cleaners, employing people to work. They are not really solving a problem, they are simply making the solution I'm providing to look good. It's just like they are like the soap and cream to my solution that I'm solving to a problem. So expose your mind to entrepreneurship, see solutions to problem. When people are complaining, all you are simply saying is a problem that needs to be solved, and then you come up with a solution to solve it. You make money. It's as simple as that. Expose your mind to entrepreneurship. Study money and wealth. Study money and wealth. You can't have what you don't know. You cannot control something that you don't have any information about. So it's very surprising when I see a lot of people wanting to make money, but then if I ask you what you know about money now, nothing. You come up blank. So study money and wealth creation. Okay, read books. You don't need to go and enroll in an academy to learn money. Okay, I don't think there's any school sef that teaches wealth or money in Nigeria. I think the Nigerian curriculum have decided that money is not important for you to know. But then it is very very important if you want to break out of this rat race. Understand the workings of money, right? How can you get this information on money? Read books. Like I said, there is no school in Nigeria that teaches you money. So you read books. There are a lot of books on finance. Expose your minds to it. You saw some of it that I posted on my status. Secret of the Millionaire Mind, Rich Dad Poor Dad, an amazing book. I recommend it anytime. Um, Richest Man in Babylon, a wonderful book on making, managing, and multiplying money. I really recommend that you read The Richest Man in Babylon. Okay, there are a lot of books on that, so you get them, read them, expose your mind to money, increase your financial thermostat. Okay, and then when your mates are hopping around looking for jobs after school, your skills and the businesses you have established are already paying you. Okay, so all these begin to pay you. So while your mates are still looking for jobs, you're already being paid by your skill and your entrepreneur and the businesses you have set up as a result of your knowledge of entrepreneurship. Okay, so At this point, looking for job service of secondary importance to you. It is not really a necessity. It's not a do or die something. It's something you may do perhaps out of leisure, or you want to gain experience. Okay. In Rich Dad Poor Dad, he also stated a point. A whole chapter was dedicated to it, that you should work to learn, not to work for money. Okay. So you can only work to learn when, of course, you have other sources of income that are paying you. So at this point, any job you take, you know that you are only taking that job because there is an experience you gain from that job that is relevant to you. So you take that job to learn. Yeah. So you have skills, you have businesses paying you. So any job you get is to gain experience from it. Okay. So if you do this, you are well on your way of breaking out of this rat race. So at this point now, your job and your businesses will be funding all this your Superman lifestyle. So your businesses and all that can fund them, and you still have enough to save, and you still have enough to invest. And when you invest now, the interest of your interest can also start funding this life. So you already have multiple streams of income that before you even know it, you have achieved financial freedom at a very young age of even 30. You are really financially free. You are free to do whatever you want. You are free to travel to wherever you want, free to wear whatever you want to wear, because all your expenses are being paid by the interest of your investments from your skills and your entrepreneurship. Okay. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about now is build a personal brand. Okay. Build a personal brand. Build a personal brand. So there was a time where your degree could get you a job. Okay, so your degree could get you a job. But then, as people continue to acquire their degree, we move from degree to degree and skills. So only your degree alone now could not guarantee you a job. You also have to have skills coupled with a degree. So apart from having your degree, what else can you do hands-on apart from your degree? Now, we are still in that era. Okay, we are still there, but we are fastly moving out of it to an era of degree, skills, and personal brand. That's why I said that your education, that the school, where is it now? Okay, the school is still very, very important. That's why I say the skill is very, very important. School is very, very important, because you still need your degree, and then acquire skills, and then build a personal brand around the skills. So right now, personal brand is what is selling. Elon Musk have his personal brand outside of X and Tesla. Same with Mark Zuckerberg, he has his personal brand outside of Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Those are his businesses, quite alright, but on his own, he is a personal brand. Okay, so you have your degree, you have skills, build a personal brand around the skills. Your personal brand has a lot of value attached to it in the marketplace. And we are currently in that era where only degree and skills don't give you the kind of rating that you are worth, but then coupled with your personal brand, and you are well on your way to achieving your financially stable life.
Concerning the thing you're going to talk about today, why people aren't financially free even after having worked for many years and having a good job and all. First of all, what I will consider as a major factor is poor money management scheme. Like most people might have good jobs, but they do not know how to manage their wealth. You might have a good job, and if you spend incessantly, that's due to lack of self-control or due to unnecessary budget planning. Like you don't plan your budget, you just spend. as it comes. You won't be able to keep things for the future. Saving, most people think saving is the right way to like plan ahead. Like maybe if you save enough, you'll be able to be financially stable later in life. But no, it doesn't work that way. Money is not meant to be kept in one place. Money is meant to move, money is meant to grow. So multiple income streams is another means to ensure financial stability. Like right now, let's consider Nigeria's economic situation. You having one job or two jobs would most likely not give you financial stability. You have to have your self-owned independent job, a self-employed job alongside, as if you're working under someone. You should also have a job that you know it's your own, a job that you do not have to answer to anybody, and a job that pays you without you necessarily being present at the work the work center. And there's something I saw online called financial sovereignty. How you should actually be sovereign. Like sovereign, it means doing what you want when you want. That includes financial freedom. Sovereignty is, let me say, financial sovereignty as a whole is circled or based around three things: financial sovereignty, geographical sovereignty, sorry, financial freedom, geographical freedom, and time freedom. Let me start from time freedom. Time freedom is when you can do or you can work when you want, whatever time you want. That doesn't mean that you can choose to work at once a month or twice a month. No. Like if you should have a job, you can choose to work either, let's say if it's a weekly job, you can choose to work either Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, but the time and schedule is yours. Having having time freedom means you control when you want. You do not have to answer to anybody. That itself, it's a means of stability, and that itself can be a source of financial stability later. Secondly, geographical freedom. It's working where you want, whenever you want. That means you do not have to come to a particular area. Like you don't have a fixed office. You can work from wherever. It's like a remote job, but not necessarily a remote job. Like you can have base offices, but you can work where you want. You can work from home. You can just work from any building. Maybe you go out in the cafe and you just sit down there and work. That's geographical freedom. Then financial freedom is spending when you want without having or without bothering about what it will affect. Like you don't have to start thinking, okay, I have to cut this to buy this. No, that's not financial freedom. So in order to be financially free, you need to have a good budget plan. You need to have multiple income streams. The good, even if you have multiple income streams and you don't have a good budget, a good planning and spending plan, you are going to be broke because you're going to be earning more money and you'll be thinking, oh yeah, I'm rich. Let me spend, without realizing that you're going to spend into your leverages and into your capital. So you have to have a good spending plan.